Welcome to John McGivern's Main Streets, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of this popular TV program.
Sometimes I think my job is so hard.
You'll hear John and his producer Lois Maurer on the drive home as they chat about their impressions of the community and share interesting stories that you may not hear about anywhere else. Today's episode, South Haven, Michigan.
We just spent the last 4 days shooting in South Haven, Michigan. What did you think, John?
I thought it was great. I think the town is remarkable. I'm so busy and and such a little tourist mecca on Lake Michigan. It's a pretty town. We love that the downtown went right into a harbor, which are right down to Lake Michigan, with beautiful big sandy beaches. It was cool, very cool.
It was really nice if you could find a parking spot in the morning, and then you didn't have to move all day because you can walk all the way to the downtown. You can go to the Maritime
Well, that was
Museum.
never a problem since we start every day at 7:45. So we made our way to downtown at 7:45, and we found parking so that we could park there until we left, which that first day was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So
yeah, it really was. By 11 o'clock in the morning, when the restaurants would start to open, it really was congested. But right behind, that main street we were on, Phoenix Street, there's a humongous parking lot back there.
yeah,
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad. Oh, here, now I know where we are. There's where the Gingerman Raceway sign was. Remember where I turned the wrong way? I'm going the other way.
The what?
The Gingerman Raceway is right up there, which is another place that we went to in South Haven. So you had spent some time in Michigan, yeah? Before we went there for this show?
I've spent time in Michigan? Yeah. I spent it a little further south, but along the lake as well. So New Buffalo, that area down that way.
Did this look like that?
No, it was much more dunesy. It had larger dunes. This didn't really have dunes. It was a little hilly up here, but South Haven sure is pretty.
But great sandy beaches.
Nice.
I think we talked to one of the historians, Jim Oligard, and he said that our side of the lake, meaning the west side of the lake where Milwaukee is, gets all the rocks, and the east side of the lake gets all the sand. And so that's why there's such differences in our beaches. Plus, you know how we say cooler by the lake? On this side of the lake, it actually is cooler by the lake.
It is on our side too, but
depending on which way the wind's coming. Most of the time, he said the wind is coming out of the northwest, which means this bottom part down here of the lake gets really nice, cool breezes.
No, even if it's not breezy, it's cooler by the lake.
So it's just nice to be cooler,
Because
which is why all these resorts were built here.
Yeah.
Want to wear something that's going to support your favorite show? Shop at Main Street Store. Proceeds go to help us get next season into production. So come on, go shopping at mainstreets.tv.
So let's talk about that history. Were you surprised by the history of South Haven, or did you already know it?
No, I didn't know it. And the history is really based on, they talked about timber, then they talked about farming, and then they talked about resorts and tourism. So visitors, tourism, resorts, and the fact that it was like the Catskills in the Midwest, which if you think about what that is, that means that this was a very largely populated Jewish community, a large community of tourists. So a lot of the guest houses and resorts were Jewish resorts.
And in the basement of the synagogue, did you see all of those pictures of those postcards?
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh my goodness, they said there were 100 Jewish resorts here. And so what years were we talking?
20s through the late 60s, 70s.
Nice.
The one, we talked to Barry Fiddleman, whose family had a resort here for generations. His closed in 1981, I believe he said.
Yeah, and what a shame, right? But we also got to go to the property where that Fiddleman's Resort was on, and it still serves the Jewish community just in a different way, because now it is a summer camp.
Right.
That was fun to be able to see that because
700 people on the property, 500 campers, a 4-week camping session for boys, and a 4-week camping session for girls. And
it's Orthodox, right? Orthodox Jewish.
exactly. So it was interesting. That was very interesting. But you know what I find most interesting about most places we go?
Manufacturing.
But there wasn't any, that we didn't really do any of
No.
that in this community. So, I mean, that I tell people is my favorite, but my real favorite is the food. So we went to Sherman's Ice Cream.
Like right when we got into town.
Like that was our first thing. And
Let's go to the ice cream
they let me
store.
scoop, and I have carpal tunnel syndrome right now. Because
Yeah, but you've got one really big bicep on your right arm.
that's not what that is. It's,
What
I'm
is
not sure what that is. It's like a goiter or something.
Well, all the girls working there were talking about we've got really one strong bicep.
Right.
They go back to school and they take those boys on. Boom, boom, boom.
Josie, come here.
John wants to scoop. So the first thing we do is we're gonna get our apron. I'll hand you a cup. You just go ahead and go for it. It's all about the wrist.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at this. Maybe 2 more.
there we go.
Not bad?
Not bad.
But that's, I mean, I talk about, historic. Like,
Yeah.
that goes back a long way. Sherman's Dairy. It used to be a farm, then it became a dairy. So they had milkmen that brought the milk to the back, a milk chute with milk and cream and eggs. And then one of the Shermans in the 50s said, no, I'm going to make ice cream. And now that's all they serve at Sherman's is ice cream. And they have how many flavors? Do you have any idea?
I don't remember, but I know it's made off-site now. It used to be made right there.
Well, because an ice cream company bought them and bought the recipes and still is packaging Sherman's recipes and Sherman's ice cream.
Right.
So, and of course we could order. They wanted us to enjoy any flavor we wanted. So I was looking around for the flavor that I thought I would enjoy, but they're very famous for one flavor that while I was looking, Lois caught my eye and mouthed so I knew exactly what she wanted me to order, which was Blue Moon, which has the taste of Tutti Frutti, which I'm not sure, that's what they're known for, so I guess I had to order it. So just so you know.
It made really good TV, just so you know.
My tongue was blue, my teeth were blue, and just so you know, the next morning I was shocked. Shocked! I thought I have to call the doctor. But no, it was because if I had ordered the praline vanilla I wanted, I wouldn't have had a problem the next morning.
Oh, well. If you would have
Scary!
If you would have just had the one baby cup, but no, you had to have like 3 cups.
I
Because
did
it was
not.
like, don't eat that. Remember, I'm like, we got to take that shot of
They
the cow.
topped it once with a single scoop.
It was still delicious because their ice cream has more butter fat than others.
14% instead of 12%.
Yep.
Which I would like to find a place that does 16%. And then I'd order a Blue Moon and probably die. And we went to Clementine's, which can I tell you, if you come to South Haven, you've got to go to Clementine's.
When you come to South Haven, now we know kind of the things that you're going to have to do because we had never been there before. And so we went to Sherman's first. And what's the second thing we said we absolutely had to do?
You're not talking about the rocks, are you?
No, I'm talking about you and those darn rocks. That is going to make a really good story. Lightning stones, yes. I was talking about Clementine.
Clementine's, which is the restaurant in this really cool building. Iconic building. And they're really known for what?
Oh, well, onion rings, believe it or not. Their claim to fame is onion rings that they serve on a peg, either a 6-inch peg or a 12-inch peg.
And if you're thinking, what is a peg? It looks like a toilet.
No, not a toilet paper.
Paper towel holder.
Right.
And they stack onion rings on this paper towel holder.
Like a ring toss game. You ever
Like the
played
ring
that?
toss
Boom,
game,
boom,
yes.
boom. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, no,
God.
they were good. Weren't they good? I
Really
asked
good.
what the batter recipe was. The guy just looked at me like I had asked for his life.
The
And then
owner's name is Al Rupert, and he has had that business for 35 years, John?
I can't remember.
But a long, long time. And his son helped John make the onion rings. So when we got to Clementine's, you walk in the door and it used to be an old bank, right? So you get kind of distracted by the
Part of
architecture.
it was.
Yeah. But Al took us everywhere. He would show us anything in there.
Okay, talk about your favorite thing in town, or the favorite thing we did, and I'll talk about my favorite thing.
Well, first let's start with the favorite thing, because I'm like, what was my favorite thing in that town? Well, let's see. My favorite interview might have been Barry Fiddleman this morning, because I could have listened to him tell stories about that resort that his family owned. I could have listened to him for hours, because you just know every summer brought new people and new drama and new entertainment.
It was Dirty Dancing in real life.
Yes, back when he lived it.
Right.
And I knew it not as much from Dirty Dancing as from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which when I watched that, I could just feel it when I walked around Fiddleman's old, now Camp Aguda. I thought, this is where Maisels were.
Wow.
It was really cool. You know, and the interesting thing is, that's interesting that I felt that was the most interesting interview to me, because there was no visuals to go along with it. Usually I'm all about, what can I shoot that's going to make this, like at the Blueberry Farm, which we also got, you know, a long time spent at the Blueberry Farm because there was so much to see.
Mm-hmm.
And they were willing to show you everything. Here, get on the harvester. Here, go in the back room. Here, watch where they put everything in the, you know, the clam shells, which you didn't know what that was. You're like, hey, you never heard of a clam shell before? You were very confused at that minute.
I don't know what that is. I didn't know what that was. It's a plastic container, by the way, if anybody else has not known what it is. I didn't know what it was.
Don't get defensive. I'm just saying.
No, well, you shut up. When he said, I thought he was talking about selling clams, because he grows more than blueberries. You know, he's got a whole. So I thought, wow, he's got some sort of clam deal going.
Native to Michigan.
Michigan clams are very popular, but yeah, that's a nice family.
I did not know that blueberries were so prevalent in Michigan, because I'm not from Michigan, but wow, they grow some blueberries here. So what was your favorite one?
You're going to be very surprised.
Okay, wait. It wasn't Clementine's,
Nope.
the food. It wasn't Sherman's, the ice cream.
Nope.
It wasn't the blueberries that we ate so many off of.
Nope.
Okay, what was it?
Decadent Dogs.
Oh, yes.
With Roxanne, who's got a store right on Phoenix Street, which is their main street, which is a great main street.
Mm-hmm.
And it deals with everything that anyone would ever want, ever think about wanting, ever like dream of having for their dog.
That is incredibly surprising, since I know you very well. And dogs and you really
It wasn't
don't
about the
mix.
dogs thing. It was about her.
Yeah,
She was great.
She was great.
And she was very excited about most anything that has to do with the dog. And there were dogs there it was fun. It was really fun and kind of revealing as to the nature and sort of unnatural sort of affection that people have for their dogs.
Unnatural.
I mean, from my
Look
point
into
of view.
those eyes. Did you see that little zucchini, that little dog that's going to be their shop dog? You, if you looked into her eyes, that affection is so natural. You were even liking her.
Yeah, enough.
Uh-oh, actor. I forgot you're an actor.
Did you say actor?
I said actor. I forgot you can look like you like anything, but.
But I liked her.
Yeah.
I liked Roxanne.
Yeah.
Well, it was good. It was good. Thanks so much for getting this one on our schedule, Lois. I think it's going to be a great episode.
Yeah, I do too. I think our audience will really be interested.
Perfect. South Haven, Michigan. Now we're in the car on our way to shoot Kalamazoo. So we'll talk about that on our way home.
Perfect.
See ya.
See ya.
Curious to find out where John is traveling next? Head over to our website, mainstreets.tv, to learn more. Again, that's mainstreets.tv. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast and please leave us a review. That helps more people discover great programming like Main Streets. Look for us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to follow all the action. John McGivern's Main Streets is produced by Plum Media in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thanks for listening.